Hello everyone, my name is Amber and welcome to my channel. So around Christmas time of 2019, Alexis told me that she wanted to get her nails done with me. And I thought, well, that's weird because Alexis is a nail biter. That girl bites them down to nothing and it almost looks painful. But I thought, okay, nice bonding time, let's go. So we went and got our nails done, and I'll tell you what, it was expensive. So I thought, you know what, I can do that myself. So ever since then, I've been doing my own nails, got my fake nails, and I paint them myself. So stay tuned for a future video of how I do them. So sometimes the nails, they do come off. They'll catch onto something and rip off. It's normally when it's close to a couple weeks. It gets kind of old and it'll come off. So I just re-glue it on. So one time, my nail came off at work. So no big deal. Reached in my purse, got my glue, put the nail bag on, and I held it down, pressing, holding. And then I went to go move my hand and, oh no, my finger is stuck. So the glue had seeped out and my nail was stuck. My nail was glued to my finger. And I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And people are coming into my office and I'm just like, hi, my finger's stuck. So I pulled and, tried to wiggle it. Eventually I ripped it off. And the nail actually came off of this finger and stuck to this finger. Now, I was like, I don't care. I'm just happy I'm not stuck together anymore. And then I had to, again, work at getting it off, prying it off. Eventually, I did get it off. So, tip of the day, if you do wear fake nails and you go to glue them on, make sure nothing seeps out. And make sure when you're holding and pressing it down, you're not gluing your finger to your nail. All right, so sit right back, relax, have a laugh, and I hope you enjoyed this video. All right, let's get started. So the previous video, we did our base, so we got our primer ready. And like I said before, I like to give time for the base and the primer to sink into the skin, so I move on to the eyes. So the next step I like to do is eyeshadow. So today we are going to be using the Love in London palette by BH Cosmetics. What I love about this palette, it's a great everyday use palette. It has 3 rows of a lot of neutral colors and then a row that has black, a purple, and 2 blues. There are 7 matte colors that are great for transition and blending, and then 9 colors that have a nice shine and kind of glitter to them. Now, they're not chunky glitter, but it's just a nice shine that will look great on your eyelid. So today, we are going to do a blue look. Now, I love matching my eyeshadow to what I'm wearing. So today we're wearing still my PJs. It's a Saturday, it's a lazy day. So we are wearing blue, got my blue nails as well. So we are going to do a blue eyeshadow look. So step 1, before I put any eyeshadow on, is I like to take a concealer and put that all over my lid. This lays a nice foundation for that eyeshadow, but it also covers up any blue veins or any discoloration that you have. So what type of concealers do I like to use on my lid? The type that I like to use are the ones that do not look good under my eyes. So I love to buy and test out products, and I'm going to be 40 this year, which means I got a lot of lines, got a lot of crow's feet. And so a lot of concealers settle in the lines and do not look good. So I have a huge pile of concealers that didn't work for me under the eyes, and so those are the ones that I actually use on my lid. So today we're going to use ColourPop Pretty Fresh. So sorry ColourPop, that means you didn't look good under my eyes. So you're going to take the concealer and we're going to put a couple strokes above our eye, and then we're going to take our ring finger and again just kind of start patting. Again, you want to be gentle, it is your eye. So I kind of tap, and then when I do kind of streak across, I just go really light. So again, we're going to do this side. Once you are done with the concealer, you want to go in with an eyeshadow or maybe a translucent powder to powder the lid. If you do not, your concealer is very sticky. So once you start going in with transition or colors, it's going to cling to the concealer. We don't want that. We want, when we start putting all our different layers on, that it blends smoothly and not sticking in certain spots. Unfortunately, BH Cosmetics, this Love in London, does not have a white or an off-white color. There's this one, but it's kind of too shiny for me. So what I've been liking to use is just a white eyeshadow. I'll usually use white, or I'll go into another palette and I'll use an off-white color. So I'm going to take my white, I'm going to take just any brush and just kind of go over the concealer. So it can be sloppy, just go over. You just want to make sure you're covering all areas of the concealer because you do not want any sticky parts coming through. Okay, so now we're going to move on to my favorite part, and that's doing the eyeshadow. So like I said, I like to match to my outfit, and so I'm constantly using different colors each day. I usually use about 4 eyeshadows, that's minimum, and all the way up to maybe even 10. So love plopping on lots of colors onto my eyes. Okay, so now we're going to start with our transition shade. So the shade I like to use the most is this Big Ben. You can see it's a little powdery. I will say that's the one thing about these palettes. They do tend to be kind of powdery and kind of get all over the place. So you got to be a little careful that you're not pushing too hard into the color. But we're going to start with this light color here. And I'm just going to, again, go light. And then we're going to tap it off. And then I usually like to start in kind of the corner, do a windshield wiper, and then circular, and kind of start working my way up and spreading the product all around. So again, can kind of be sloppy, just windshield wiper, circle, until it looks like that. All right, we've done the first color, now let's move on to the next. All right, so we're gonna move on to the second color, which we're going to do in the crease. Now we're gonna use this color up here that's called Piccadilly. And we're going to use, so before on our transition color, I used a fluffy brush. Now we're going to kind of use more of a brush that is kind of more tapered to the end so we can get right into that crease. So again, we're just going to tap lightly, tap it off, and now we're going to go just into the crease, and we're going to stay in the crease. We're going to do windshield wiper and stay in the crease. And then I'm going to kind of move out to the edge of the eyelid, and again, stay in the crease. Just keep going back and forth, back and forth. I'm going to go down to the edge, back and forth. And I also like to close my eye at times and open my eye. So if you stay closed the whole time, you're not going to fully know what it's going to look like. But then if you open it, you can see, oh, I want to go maybe up a little higher. So again, just blend, blend, blend. And just keep on going until you reach your desired amount of color or blending. So now we've reached the second color. All right, so now we're going to move on to our third color, which is the lid color. So I like to always do one of the shimmery colors all over the lid. So again, we're going to do blue. So we're going to choose this color called Tea, and we're going to use a flat brush for the shimmery colors. Now, another suggestion that I always use and do is get the brush wet. So I usually get product on it first, and then I take a setting spray and I spray my brush. Now, the one that I like to use the best for spraying my brush is the Wet n Wild Natural Finish. The reason I like that is for the spray. So I don't know if you can see, but the mist just goes all out. So when I have my brush there, I don't have to try and aim carefully and try to hit the brush. I've had sprays like that before where I spray and I miss completely the brush. This you can just wildly spray and it's gonna hit it because the spray goes out so far. So now my brush is wet. So now I'm going to tap on my eyelid. So I usually start in the corner and work my way over. So we're just gonna kind of keep on tapping, and we're just focusing it on the lid. And we're just going to keep tapping, tapping, tapping. And now we have our third color. So now we're on to color number 4. So we are going to use the darker blue called London. And we are going to use a rounded brush. And we are going to be putting the product just in the corner. This is going to kind of help give some definition to the outside of the eye and kind of give a more smokier look to the eye. So we're gonna again tap it in and then knock the color off, and we're just focusing on the outside of the lid. So again, I kind of put the product on, close my eye, open my eye, close my eye, and just kind of tap and blend. We're going to kind of move the product up and blend it up into the crease. And we're just going to go about a third of the way of your eye up. So we're just going to keep blending and then move back down. And we're kind of making it a V as well. So up to the crease on the outside and then a little bit on the lower and a V shape. And that is the fourth color. Then I usually like to take the brush that I used for the crease and start blending this out so there's no harsh lines. That's the biggest key you want with makeup. You don't want to see harsh lines. You want nice blending. So we're going to kind of blend this color out. And now we are complete with our fourth color. Okay, so now I have eyeshadow on both eyes. And you might be thinking, ooh, that doesn't look very good, Amber. So we're going to clean up the edges here. So I always use a Q-tip and some lotion. So I'm using Garnier Skin Active. And I like it because it's in a tub and you can just poke the Q-tip in. As you can see, there is a bunch of holes already. So if you're using lotion that you pump, you're probably going to pump out way too much. So this is nice because you can just poke it in there. So now we are going to start cleaning it up. We're going to start in the corner of your eye and we're going to go up towards the tail of your eyebrow and just kind of start wiping. Now again, it's your eye. You don't want to tug too hard as it's a delicate area, and they say the more tugging you do, the more wrinkles you get. So I'm going to get a little more lotion and just keep cleaning it up. So again, working my way from the bottom up towards the tail to give it a nice crisp line. Now I usually like to flip it over and kind of use it without lotion and just kind of do a final wiping. And so now we have a nice crisp line. Okay, so now I have both sides cleaned up and this is the final look. You might be thinking, blue, I can't do that. Feel free to use any color that you want. You can use something way lighter than this dark blue. Again, I love color. I love matching. If that's not for you, then tone it down. There's definitely lots of neutral colors. There's lots of light colors you can use on the lid. But just feel free to use the same technique with a lot lighter shades. So again, I told you that I love color. I love eyeshadow. I wasn't always this way. I never wore makeup in high school. In college, I started wearing some. I would just wear gray eyeshadow, and that was it. And then I'd put a little gray eyeliner and some mascara. And that was all I would do. It wasn't until I got married and my husband decided to take me to Sephora. And this was the very first time I've ever been there. And he said, pick anything out. So I was like, okay. So not really knowing makeup, I think I picked an eyeliner. And then he said, pick something else out. So I ended up picking out the chocolate bar palette. And then he was like, pick something else out. And he just kept saying it and saying it. And eventually, a couple $100 later, I came home with a big bag of makeup. And it was exciting. But then I was like, what do I do with this? I don't even know how to do it. So that's when I started watching YouTube videos and learning all about makeup. And that's what gave me the love and passion for makeup and the colors. And it's just really fun for me. And so there's those times where I usually take maybe half an hour. That's probably on a quick day to about an hour to do my makeup. On those days where my husband says, come on, let's go. Why are you doing your makeup so long? And I just say, well, it's all your fault. You're the one that got me into it. So I thank my husband for taking me to Sephora that day and giving me my love and passion for makeup. So I thank you for watching this video. You also still may be thinking, oh, that eyeshadow does not look good. Hang in there. Watch my next video. We're going to continue on and do eyeliner and mascara. And that pulls the whole look together. And I'm just hanging there and I'm telling you it's going to come together and look amazing. So thanks again for watching. I hope you have a blessed day. Remember, Jesus loves you. And I look forward to seeing you again. Bye.